right, welcome back to another episode of Motherhood Makeup and Mindset. I am your host, Destiny, and today I have another very special guest with me. She is a mom of 3 boys, y'all. 3. She is working hard in her career, and she even has her own YouTube channel where she shares inspiration and motherhood content. So I'm going to turn the mic over now to Bibi and let her tell us a little bit more about herself. Hey, girl.
Hi, Destiny. Thank you so much for the invitation. Hi, everyone. My name is Bibi, and my YouTube channel name is Bibi's Lifestyle. Like she said, I have a YouTube channel, and I always like to share things about motherhood, marriage, the struggle that we deal with as a working mom, a full-time working mom, a full-time wife, and a full-time motherhood. So I feel like we are all in this together and we have to be able to help each other out, hold each other's hand to be able to get to our destination. We know it is rough out here, so I love what you're doing, Destiny. I love it so much. So I'm glad to be here and I'm happy to be interviewed by you. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you can make it. I know you're super busy, so I really appreciate it. So the first thing we're going to do is an icebreaker. So I'm going to ask you to come up with 2 facts, 3 facts actually. 2 of them. Well, no, that's not true at all. 2 facts and a lie. So 2 things about yourself that are true, and then something that is a lie, but I have to figure out which one is the lie.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Ooh, I love dancing. Um, I visited 10 different countries and I can swim.
You could have made it a little bit easier for me.
I was thinking about how to make it easier.
Okay. Dang, you love dancing. You visited 10 different countries and you can swim.
Yes. No, I cannot swim. That was the thing. I
Oh,
cannot
you
swim.
cannot swim.
Mhm.
A lot of Black people can't swim. Um, I'm gonna say you can swim. So that would be the lie.
So no, I can actually swim. I only visited I think 8 different countries. So not close to 10 yet.
Dang. 8 is still a lot though.
I know you said to your mind that because I'm from Africa, you thought I'd visited so many countries, right?
I mean, that was part of my thought process. But I do know that you like to travel, so
Yeah.
the 10 made sense. But I also know that once the boys came, the traveling kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yes.
So the first question is, how are you? I asked that question because as moms, a lot of times we don't ask each other how we are, and if we do, we often say, "I'm good." So, and on top of that, once we have kids, it's very easy for a lot of other people to ask about the kids over us. So, I want to give every mom that I interviewed the chance to be honest and answer, "How are you?"
So to be honest with you, I'm not gonna say I'm good because I'm not good,
Mhm.
and I know you know how that I have been on the journey of trying to lose weight. So recently, I feel like I have gained 5 pounds in like 4 days,
Mm.
which just made me to cry a lot, to just want to give up on myself.
Mm.
And I said to myself, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not gonna lose weight. It's just not gonna happen. And I'm the type of person that I stress eat a lot. It's hard for me to sleep, and I'll be awake at 2 a.m. crying, and we'll be taking ice cream crying.
Mm.
So just last night, was that last night or 2 days ago? It was that bad that I wake up and just was taking ice cream and was crying because I'm like, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm doing all of those things. But it's just so hard because I'm so busy, but I'm still trying to incorporate that because I want to be able to be healthy and be there for my
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard. But today is just You know how you come out of it? I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna give up, because if I give up, who is going to be there for the kids? Because we
Mhm.
have to also remember that we have to be there for our kids, but at the same time, I have to accept the way I feel. I have to acknowledge it and be okay. And like you said, it's okay not to be okay. So I wasn't
Yeah.
okay, and I'm still getting there. So yeah, it has been a struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you for acknowledging that and sharing that because I'm sure that you're not the only mom out there that is going through trying to be healthier, trying to lose weight, or trying to gain weight. Whatever the struggle is, it is a struggle.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for being vulnerable and being honest. And I know that stress eating is a very common thing too. And I think
Yeah.
we talked about this before. I go both ways. I either stress eat and it's all like fast
Mm-hmm.
food stuff. Like I don't want nothing that's here. I want wings. I want pizza. I want I want Chick-fil-A. I want all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't think about food at all.
Wow.
So it's like I don't know which one is worse, to be honest. Because I will very easily be like, dang, my head hurts and it's 3 p.m. Oh wait, I haven't eaten anything yet.
Wow.
Um So I do get it. And I think a lot of us moms get that because we're constantly running and running and running and going and trying
Exactly.
to stay on top of everything. And you have the boys in school and their sports and you're constantly moving. So
Yeah.
unless you are cognizant about it, which then just requires you to actually think about yourself,
Yep.
which is something else that we don't do. Unless you do that, then it's very easy to have to deal with that. So I definitely I get that. What do you think would help you as far as the stress or the support? What do you think would help?
I think support, and I'm so blessed to have my husband, because I feel like he knows me so well, and he has
Mhm.
been the one that has just been putting me back on the right track. I know you have to have someone that always love you for who you are. He always loved me for who I am, and he's never the type that will be like, "Oh, you're gaining weight" or anything. But like, if he see me struggling, he'll be like, "You are doing fine. You are doing amazing. It's going to be okay." So I feel like just having the reminder of people that are around me, even in
Mhm.
the group that you have, like, because I know when we do live, you let us know that it's hard out there. So it's okay to fail. But as
Mhm.
long as we acknowledge the season that we are in and trying to find ways to go further, that is what
Yeah,
is really needed. So
yeah, I agree. I think I was saying this to another mom that I was interviewing a few minutes ago. I think a lot of times us moms do not rely on each other enough. Um, and I'm very guilty of that. I'm guilty of just being super busy and kind of shutting everybody out. Why do you think that that is, though? This question isn't even on my paper, but
I think I think I think sometimes you don't do it on purpose. It's just
Mhm.
like you just keep going, and by the time you realize that you want need to call on someone, the day went by so quick. And at some point you feel guilt, because I feel like I want to reach out, but I'm like, she's so busy, and I
Mhm.
don't want to bother anyone. I don't want to be a burden, because I feel like we all go through things like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I think we have to realize that when that thought comes in and you want to call, even if you cannot call, at least send a text out, say
yeah,
something. You know what I mean? Don't feel bad of doing it. Don't think for the other person, because you don't know. Well, I usually think for other people, which is wrong. I'll be like, I
yeah.
want to text this thing, but I'm like, she's so busy. I don't even think she's gonna see, so I'm not gonna send a text.
Mm,
Don't We should stop as a mom or as a human being to stop thinking for other people, and
yeah,
thinking that, oh, maybe, or if somebody did something before, you hold it against them and say, because she hasn't responded to your text once, you feel like she's not going to do the same thing. It doesn't work like that. We need to
yeah.
just let that go, because life is so short that those little things don't matter. If you want to text, you think about somebody else, text. We have social media, send her something.
Right.
Just because just the thought of thinking about someone, you might say someone else life. Maybe someone is thinking about taking their life or is going through so much. Just by seeing that emoji of laugh or heart from the
Mhm.
text message, just give them joy. So we
Right.
just have to do it. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think I was listening to a podcast the other day. I don't remember the name of it because someone I think sent it to me, but they were talking about when it comes to your mind that you should reach out to somebody, that sometimes it's God basically giving you the nudge that they might, even if they don't
Gosh.
respond, they might have actually needed to
Yeah.
feel loved or seen at that very moment. And this was maybe 2 days ago, so that has resonated with me a lot. Because we do have those moments where it's like, I wonder how so and so is doing, and then we get busy, and that could have been the very moment that God was like, no, I actually needed you to say, hey, to stop them from feeling away or to stop them from doing something, just
Yeah.
because of how they were feeling at that moment. And I think that as moms, we just go on this constant cycle of just being in our own heads, and it's like this head down mentality. Like I can only see what's happening in my
Mm.
in my household at this moment, and I can't deal with anything else. And we got to kind of do a little better
Yeah.
as a whole with that. Um,
That's
so, what do you think is the toughest part of being a mom in 2024?
hmm.
The face.
I think the hardest part is just to be able to juggle everything at the same time,
Mhm.
and not feeling as if you are accomplishing something. I feel like as a mom we do so much and we forget that we are able to do it, or we forget how much we can do, right?
Mhm.
And the mom guilt always comes in. Like I feel like in 2024, mom guilt has been the thing. Like you want to do more. You feel like, oh, am I doing enough? Or
Yeah.
you want to be the one doing this, doing this, doing this. But I feel like we have to realize that you have to pause. You
Yeah.
need to rest too. We are not. I know we all want to be that superwoman, right? But if your mental state is not right, you are
Hmm.
not right in yourself. You don't look good. You don't feel good. How are you gonna be able to be that super mom?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like in 2024 it's just hard to juggle everything, and we just have to realize that we can't do it all.
Yeah.
Like I'm the type that I don't like to go to sleep without cleaning my plates, or I'm have this OCD. But I come to the realization that Bibi, I cannot come and kill myself at all. So those plates can wait till tomorrow morning, please, and
Yeah.
it's going to get washed.
Yeah.
Years ago, I would never say that from my mouth. I would no, it's not. I will clean. But now it's because the more we grow, the more the years are coming, things are happening. People are dying. People are suffering. Like people are stroke has been a thing. High blood pressure has been a
Yeah.
thing. So many things. So we just you can't just come and kill yourself. You
Hmm.
can only do what you can do. So we have to
Yes.
you can oh yeah. So that's what I would say has been the struggle for 2024. We just want to do it all. So yeah.
I agree with that. I'm trying to work on that myself, and
Hmm.
felt good. And it actually wasn't until I started therapy, like maybe a little over a year ago, and my therapist was like, why does it have to be checked off the list? Like, why does the entire list have to be checked off at once? Pick 3 or 4 things that day, get it done, and then the rest just add it to the next day in order of priority. And you don't have to do everything all at the same time. And
Yeah.
so that's something that I'm working on as well, and not trying to be super mom. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. If I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. That's something.
Hmm.
And then you mentioned mom guilt. Doing that and then not feeling bad about it is also something that I too am working on, because we can say that, oh, I'm just not going to do it, but then we sit there and instead of resting, we're now worried about the fact that we didn't do it, or now we're thinking about, oh, am I a bad mom for not doing this, or are they looking at me this kind of way, or am I being perceived? And
Exactly.
it doesn't matter. It really does not
Hmm.
matter. Um, so we've actually known each other for a while now. Trying to think of
Yeah.
how long.
I think I think 2020. Two, right? Yeah.
No, it was before the pandemic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was before the
Oh
pandemic. We
wow.
worked together. Yeah, that whole
So
pandemic,
2020,
the years don't exist.
the
um,
pandemic happened in 2020, right?
yeah, and I was
Oh no, yeah. So since 2018.
yes,
Jeez, yeah.
yeah, mom brain. Yeah,
So
so
7 years now. Wow.
wow.
Interesting. Yeah,
So
that's true.
we've both seen each other in a lot of transitions. But
Mm-hmm.
I know back then we were both going through the whole juggling careers, and our kids at the time were in daycare, and we were looking for daycares and all that other stuff. So when I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking back on the relationship that we've been building, I wanted to know, well, that the whole daycare thing came back because we had many conversations about like where we gonna send them and doing the tours together and all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, how do you know when God is leading you to make a decision, when that decision is going to impact your entire family? So you might know what the decision is, but then you kind of like second guess it because it's like, okay, well, my kids are involved, my husband is involved. How do you know that it's God for sure saying, I need you to do this, and being confident in that?
Hmm. To be honest, I would say that's one that I'm struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
I know even you and I even texted, I think yesterday, because I felt like sometimes I feel like God is calling me to do some things, and I'm the type that I'm working on myself to trust Him fully.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you follow me on my channel, you know that I love God so much. Don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong. But I think the one thing that I'm working on is to let go of Bibi thinking that she can do it all.
Ooh,
Like God
yeah,
said, when you surrender it all to me, you give it to me. Just
yeah,
give it to me fully. But me, I will give it to Him, and I will still struggle to go to sleep about that same issue.
yeah.
And I feel like that's the one thing where I feel like my God is calling me to tell me that you still don't fully trust me. I
Mm,
am the type that God is going to tell me it's going to be okay. But if I lose a job, I'm afraid to lose a job. I'm afraid that, oh, when am I going to find the money to pay the bills?
mm-hmm.
Or I think about tomorrow right away.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has handled me to hear clearly from God because of me not fully putting all my trust in Him. Because in for me to listen to Him and know what He's calling me to do or telling me one thing to go do this, you have to fully trust Him. If you
Yeah.
don't trust Him or you don't spend that time with Him to hear Him or to know what the Scripture is telling you, you won't know how He's speaking to you.
Mm,
You won't know the difference between hearing the devil or the
mm.
Lord speaking to you.
Yes.
So I feel like when it comes to how do I know God is speaking to me, it goes back to my relationship with God. It goes back to what am I doing to be able to be a good listener.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't answer that completely because I'm still working on that specific area of myself
Mm-hmm.
in me knowing exactly what God is telling me. And when you told me that yesterday about the discussion that we had,
Mm-hmm.
it clicked. I'm like, how did she know? Because you weren't thinking about the money. You weren't thinking about the bills. You were thinking about, I'm trusting God because God is calling me to let this go and focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
But me, when God tell me, let this go and focus on this, it's hard for me to let go
Yeah.
because I'm thinking about the bills. So I feel like we have to know where we are in our Christian walk
Yeah.
because we can do both. I can't hold on to something where my father is telling me, come here. Like, you know how when you want God to bless you for a miracle to happen, if you have something in your hand is full, He can bless you
Come
because you don't
on.
have the place to take it. So you have to empty that hand to be able to receive from Him. Till that hand is empty, you can't receive it. And you would think, oh God, I'm asking you for this. I'm asking to bless me. I'm asking for a job. I'm going to the interview. You're not getting it because you're not listening.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe He's telling you that career, let it go. You don't want to let go because you think about your friend. You see what they are doing and you don't want to let that go. But we are there's this thing about comparing ourselves to other people.
Yeah.
Thinking that she's doing this and me. We are not the same. Like they say, every marriage is not you see things in social media, you think this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is don't compare your life to other people.
Yeah.
So just closing and answer that question for you, I'm still working on that. Like I have to find a way to trust my God fully and know that He's going to make a way. They always say He doesn't bring you somewhere or He doesn't give you anything without knowing that you can handle it.
Yep.
I always say, God, you brought me here. You will not leave me here.
Mm-hmm.
Like He said, I will not leave you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Right? I
Yep.
think that's what it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just me working on Bibi. You know the scripture. Now work on understanding the scripture and believing in that scripture
Yeah.
and standing firm on it. So yeah.
That was an amazing answer. I don't know why you said you didn't answer the question. 'Cause I think you answered it very well.
Oh yeah.
But I think that your explanation is what we're all going through. And um, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it now. For what BB is talking about is the other day we had a conversation about me leaving my job. So about 6 months ago, I made the announcement that I was going back to work and I was going to try to juggle all the things. And everything at work was going very well. To be honest, I thought that I even had opportunities to take my career in a different direction that I didn't expect. So there was a period where I was like, okay, God, I see you. Okay. But in hindsight, there was also other points where I was like, is this what okay, that, or just being, I was missing a lot. I was never here. Um, it was hard trying to juggle everything. There were just so many moments where I would have it, but then because I thought that that other path was what I was supposed to do, I was just kind of brushing it off. Like, okay, I mean, I'll figure it out. He didn't give me more than I can bear, so I'll be fine, right? And it's funny because we use the scripture to go according to the scenario that we want. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought that that was what I was supposed to do, and he had to get very um it had to get to a point where I couldn't doubt that God was telling me to leave. So it literally
Wow.
was moments of just me being anxious or frustrated or like, how am I supposed to do all of this? This is starting to get on my nerves. Y'all starting to get on my nerves. These little things that were just piling up. And it wasn't until one morning that I literally woke up and felt like the strongest feeling ever. And I was in the car on the way to work and I'm praying like, God, what is this? And it's just blatantly like, you gotta go. The only way that you can focus on your family and focus on what it is that I have for you and the lives that you're gonna touch in this business is if you leave. And
Uh,
I'm like,
that's powerful.
okay. I'm not crazy, so I'm not gonna disobey God. But at the same time, I was like, what about the bills?
Yeah.
What about this? What about that? Now that means that I'm pulling JR out of daycare. He just started, just got adjusted. I'm thinking about all of these things, and I had to literally take a step back and be like, if this is for sure what you want me to do, I need a lot of confirmation. So I still need those confirming moments. I still need the reassurance, but I knew wholeheartedly that it wasn't a decision. I feel like a lot of times when we're in this situation, if it's something that we wouldn't do, or if it's something that's out of our comfort zone, it usually is God. So for me, like I said, I was chilling. Like, I mean, okay, things are going well. So I think He always gives us those signs. We just have to pay attention, and we have to be still. Yeah, we have to be still enough to hear them, and then accept His will and accept what it is that He's trying to do. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm not worried. That doesn't mean that I'm not like, okay, you said such and such, and I'm waiting. It's been 3 days. What you doing, God? What's happening?
Mhm.
But I don't know any better than to listen. And this was a decision that impacted my whole family. So now everything is on my husband, and now JR is home, and now I'm more accessible to the girl. So it wasn't like I'm just me and I'm single and I don't have no kids and I just make these decisions and it is what it is. I had to be confident in what God was telling me. And then everybody else that doesn't understand it. Thankfully, my circle was very understanding and they're all supportive. But in the
Mm-hmm.
event that they were not, I still had to trust that God knows what he's doing.
True.
So in a little different direction, what motivated you to start your YouTube channel?
So to be honest, what motivated me to start my YouTube channel is just to be able to share my experience. I felt like I have been in a place where, as an African, we don't share much. We are always on one corner, don't want to share a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I decided, and I felt like being in this country, we go through so much. And I also feel like talking to the camera has been therapeutic to me. I feel like when I'm just in that space and I'll talk to the camera, and when I see people commenting, I think after my first video, people reaching out to me, want to know more, it just make me happy. I believe when I first started, it was about, oh, I want to be able to be big on YouTube. I want to be able to do this. But then in the long run, I realized that, you know what, even if I post that one video, and even if it has to bless only one person,
Yeah.
I'm happy. And I feel like that's where I'm glad that I am now, because it's just because we all go through so many things. Like maybe the way I'll handle my marriage is different than the way you handle yours. And we get knowledge from each other, and that's what I like my YouTube platform
Yeah.
to be. Like I give my advice, people come and comment and give me advice as well because I hear from them. And YouTube channel has helped me to grow as a person in terms of being timid or being open. I'm the type that always have a low self-esteem. I don't believe in myself a lot. I feel like I have to look a certain way to come on camera. I'm coming out of that thinking that when God is telling me to share something, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And I just enjoy it so far, and I have gained so many people. So many people have come to me and asked me, how do you do it in terms of YouTube? Can you help me? I have helped so many friends of mine open a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I'm big or I'm out there, but it's like we learning from each other. And I
Right.
have get so many friends also as a content creator and stuff. So it has been good. YouTube channel is just a way, a space for myself to just feel that is me and it's just my own space, and I just want to share my trials and tribulation and my testimony to other people, to bless other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I love your channel, and I'm very proud of you because I know that you had to step far out of your comfort zone to even start the channel. So that alone is you following what God is telling you to do. So I think
Yeah.
you do know when He is telling you something. So definitely keep it up because you are blessing people and you are inspiring a lot of people. So I don't want you to um, feel discouraged because, to be honest, I'm in the space now where I don't even care about all these algorithms and all that crap anymore, and it's so freeing to just do whatever, like you were saying. If
Do
it
it.
reaches one person, then that's all that matters. And I'm still trying to learn that too. Even with this podcast, I had this whole schedule laid out. Like, okay, this week I'm gonna do this and that. And for the most part, I've stayed on schedule. But over the weekend, I kind of rested more than I was productive. So there
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of these little things that I wanted to make this all perfect
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't get to do. So, and I felt like there was one morning where, because I get up way before everybody else, and I
Mm-hmm.
was sitting here and I was like praying, and I'm like, I'm so anxious over this working out, and I felt like I was just like, but it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
you're trying to do all of these things, and it's not really about you. And even right now, we're on my phone instead of my laptop because the internet decides to act up today in the
Mm-hmm.
entire neighborhood. Like, really? Really?
They know that, right?
Of all days. But like you said, if it's just one person and if it's not perfect and if it's not, the audio is not the way that it's supposed to be, I have to be okay with that because what we're doing is what God wants us to do. And He's basically using us to reach other people,
Yeah.
regardless of what it looks or sounds like. So we talked about self care a little bit indirectly, but how do you incorporate self care in your motherhood journey? And do you feel like it helps? You got a lot going on. Those boys are
Yeah.
taking over your
Mhm.
schedule.
So to be honest, I love self care, and I think it got to a point where I have been feeling that I can't do it anymore. I don't. I have been complaining to my husband saying that, oh, I want it. Like you said, I love travel. I always thought my self care has to be what I love to do, which is I need to travel. So
Hmm.
if I don't travel, I feel like my self care need is not getting
Mm.
filled. But then one day I just realized, I think it was maybe after one of your live or something. I don't remember the exact date. But then I realized that, you know what, it doesn't have to be what you always love to do. I realized that at the end, you have to work with what you have available.
Yeah.
I have so much going on. Kids, daycare, money has to be spent here, bills. Where would I find the money for travel?
Hmm.
Those kids didn't ask to be here. God bless me with those kids.
Hmm.
People want kids, they can't find kids. So I have to stop complaining that I want to travel.
Yeah.
And I have to find ways to make it work. So what I have been doing now as my self-care is what? At night time, when everybody is asleep, around 9 p.m.,
Hmm.
I will just run a bath in the tub. I will turn some candle on. I will turn some sooth music, and hubby understand that, and he will let me.
Hmm.
At some point, he will even put the baby to bed for me and be like, "It's time for you to just go and
Aw.
just have time." So I have been enjoying that a lot, just being in that scenery, just being in the water, thinking about life, myself, and enjoying having the drink, and I'm just loving it. I used not to be the type of because I don't like to be in house,
Hmm.
but I'm here to tell you that I feel like we always have to, as a mom, let's find a way, let's find things that work for us,
Yeah.
right? Even for Valentine last time, yesterday, I'm the type that complained to my husband, "You don't do this for me. I need you to do this. Why don't we go out? People are doing this." But then I realized that I am not people.
Hmm.
We are not people. Our couple is not people. So yesterday, we just have a little, after the kids went to bed, we made our living room as a little dinner thing. We put some
Hmm.
cake on the floor, which it was just so nice. I was impressed. It was just amazing. It filled my heart. It filled my heart more warm. So I felt like if you're out there, you feel like you have so much going on, you don't have time for yourself in terms of self care. You do have time for yourself.
Yeah.
You just have to find what can work for you.
Hmm.
It can be a skincare routine. It can just be just even play the music and dancing.
Yeah.
Something. So yeah.
I agree. It doesn't have to be this overly extravagant, super expensive thing because we honestly need self care daily. So obviously, we're not rich. So we obviously need to find a way to do it. And we kind
Mm-hmm.
of did the same thing. Like, legit, every couple that I know or like talked to yesterday was just like, I mean, we gonna just chill in the house. And everybody was perfectly fine with it. And I think when you get to a certain level of, I don't know if it's maturity or exhaustion,
Yeah, you grew.
or you've been together that long. It's just like, I mean, we're gonna figure it out, and that's really all. To me, all I needed was the quiet in him. Like I didn't really need to be out. Now I love to go out. Don't get me wrong, but for that particular day, it was just like, I mean, I'm fine if we just get some food. You don't have to buy me the 5,000 teddy bears and the chocolate and all that stuff. It's really not that serious. um, okay, I have two more questions for you.
Mhm.
What is one thing that you want the boys to learn from watching you?
Watching me.
Hmm.
Uh, hmm. I always want them to know that they can do anything that they want to do, and not to be scared to take challenges,
Mm, that's
to
good.
risk it, yeah, not to be scared to risk it. So yeah.
That's really good. That's good. And then the last question is, what advice do you wish you had when you first became a mom that you think would have been beneficial throughout the last few years?
I feel like what I wish I would have, somebody would have told me when I started becoming a mom is to enjoy each milestone. I feel like for my first two kids, maybe you can testify to that, or you can give your input. For my two kids, I don't think I enjoy motherhood.
Mhm.
I was just on the go,
Yeah.
running, drop you here, do this. I didn't enjoy, I don't know, but this third one is different.
Hmm.
I feel like we've been grown and realizing how much people want to be pregnant and they cannot be pregnant. But
Yeah.
God is blessing you with that, because I remember when I got pregnant, I was like, why? God, I was done. Because my second one was 8 years old. Why
Yeah.
now? So it's like, I couldn't believe I had to start all over.
Hmm.
It's been 8 years. But then, by going through this, God has helped me to understand my life, my body, to know that I need to take something seriously when it comes to my health.
Hmm.
Because this pregnancy gave me pepper, like it showed me so many things. But at first, I was mad about it, but then I realized that it's to help me from the long run
Yeah.
and then enjoy each milestone. I feel like even the baby moving, this experience was different. So I feel like for any new person out there, any new mom out there, no matter how busy or how stressful or how much trials you are going through, take every day, one day at a time, and
Yeah.
enjoy each milestone. Because those kids, they grow so fast.
They
By the
do.
time you realize it, they are gone.
They do.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think, yeah. I don't know if it's JR specifically that the difference is. I will just say, me being home this time is different. Because I mean, I've been a stay at home mom before, I've been a career mom before, but
Mm-hmm.
this time feels different. It could be because I'm older, it could be a maturity thing again, but I think I have a greater respect for a lot of things. For myself, for one, I felt like being home or motherhood in general was just that I didn't have anything for me. And I think that's what I spent so much time fighting against,
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like everything was about them, which to an extent it is, but it had nothing to do with them. So a lot of
True.
my frustration was misplaced. And now, and that's not to say that they don't frustrate me from time to time now, but being here, I have a different outlook on things. And I also have a greater respect for my husband, for him being now the person that is the sole provider for us again. And just the weight that's on his shoulders, I understood before, but I have a greater respect and greater understanding of what it is to be the man of this house. So me making sure that the household is running smoothly does not feel like, oh, well, I'm just doing everything.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like that anymore. Um, and I think that that perspective shift is going to play a major part in how I parent from now on. And me just being more, I also had a period where I was, I won't say trying to be their friend, but I was trying to be more understanding. Like, oh, I understand how you feel. Like I was leaning a little too heavily on the you have feelings and share them
Yeah.
aspects of motherhood. And now
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, let me reel that back in a little bit. I'm still your mother. But I do understand that you have feelings, you have emotions. Let's talk about it. I just think everything in general, this go around of being home and with now JR, is just different. I also don't stress over the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that they don't understand that a lot. And they're like, well, he's not. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yes."
We can. I feel like as a mom, we can't stress over things that we can't control anymore.
You
And I
can't.
feel like we do that a lot, and that hurts. We are hurting ourselves. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and those kids, they don't know. They don't do it on purpose. So many that they do, they just the same way you are going through different season in your life. Kids are also going through different season. You
Hmm.
are home, you are bored, you want to travel. Those kids, when they are home too with you, they want to get out, but
Yeah.
they don't have a choice. So you, that is the grown up, is the one that is gonna help them. So that's why I love how, because I feel like you find ways to make them, like the way you do the skincare routine with your girls, and it's just so lovely. It's so amazing. So I feel like you need to find things to do with your kids and
Hmm.
just to give them joy, because we are all struggling. They are struggling too. We are also
Yeah.
struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta understand that they have a whole world that they're trying to adjust to also. And to be honest, I don't even recognize the world that they're trying to adjust to sometimes. So
Totally.
they need some grace too.
Yeah.
This was absolutely amazing.
It was amazing, yeah.
Where can everybody find you on social media?
Oh, so my Instagram is Ingrid Love _16,
Mm-hmm.
and my Facebook is Bibish Able, and my YouTube channel is Bibish Lifestyle. So Bibish BIBICHE.
All
Yes.
right. I'm gonna put all of that in the show notes so that everybody can find you.
Thank you.
And all right, guys, this episode was absolutely amazing. I pray that everyone that was listening feels a little lighter today and a little bit more encouraged by this conversation and knowing that God is with you every step of the way in your journey. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Motherhood Makeup and Mindset podcast. If you like this episode, make sure you have subscribed and leave my mama a review so that other amazing